Good evening. And I apologize, I'm not known for being a public speaker, so please bear with me. I'll try to make this brief so you can enjoy your meal. Thank you everyone for coming tonight and showing your support for this wonderful organization. I'd like to take a few moments just to give a quick overview of what Chesed Shel Emes is all about. Chesed Shel Emes was founded 25 years ago, and in that short time span has grown to be a national and even international organization. We currently average over 1,000 calls a year to assist people in various needs. And that assistance starts off from actually helping families going through hard times when losing a loved one, to cope through the process, and to help them understand the process. We have built and forged working relationships with hospitals so that when one does pass away, we'll be able to ensure that the dignity and respect and utmost decorum is maintained, and to be able to get a proper and quick burial as in accordance with Jewish law. On a side note, while doing a lot of our work with the hospitals, a lot of our volunteers came back and told us that there were other needs in hospitals, helping families, cheer them up, feed them, and we've actually created a sub-organization called Yad Yaakov to assist with that as well. We are privileged to enjoy, good evening. We are privileged to enjoy working relationships with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner of New York, who really show us that they understand the needs of the community and work with us in assisting to prevent autopsies when we can, expediting processes when necessary, and when there is no other choice, to allow us to have rabbis present at the autopsies to once again show the proper respect for the deceased. Many times while working within these agencies, we are going to be assisting them in locating next of kin through what I like to call the Old Boys Network. Everybody knows somebody in our community and we know how to find people. And we can act as people to help with language barriers in many cases. We also do assist in removal of people from their homes, hospitals, as I mentioned, and accident scenes. When we deal with accident scenes and disaster cleanups, obviously the relationship is with this area, the New York City Police Department, and more specifically the Accident Investigation Squad. And they also, just like the Medical Examiner's Office, understand and really assist us in doing everything we can to ensure that the Jewish laws and customs are held to the highest of standards. In many cases, approximately 200 a year, we will actually deal with the raising of funds to assist with the burial process when either there's no family or when the family does not have money to afford it. And the average costs run about $3,500 per deceased. Currently, Chesed Shel Emes owns 5 cemeteries, which were all purchased through donations or donated straight out for us to be able to bury people that either are unknown or the families cannot afford it. We also run programs now to educate authorities on Jewish law and burial, and we've started assisting with legislation throughout the country for these similar things. We have even gone so far as to arrange meetings with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner of New York and other officials, most recently in Montreal, where Dr. Gill is able to come with us and really train them and show them how the job of the medical examiners and coroners can work hand in hand with religious beliefs. And I'm pleased to announce that as per the burial societies in Montreal, for the first time in many years, they have prevented, unfortunately due to death, autopsies on 3 SIDS cases that we know of, that before that meeting, there was no way to prevent it. Truth be told, that none of this would be possible at all without the communication and the relationships that we as an organization enjoy with the various agencies that handle these issues and deal with us on a regular basis. And when I say these agencies, we're actually referring to the entire agency. When we talk about the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, it starts from the Chief Medical Examiner himself, the borough chiefs, the investigators, the transport teams, all who work hand in hand with us from the top all the way down to the bottom. And the same goes with the NYPD. When we have situations that we're dealing with, whether it be the chiefs, whether it be the precinct commanders, whether it be the commanding officer of highway, whether it be dealing with the investigators, whether it be dealing with the police officers on the scene, we truly enjoy a relationship where they understand, they have compassion, and they feel. And without these relationships, none of our work would ever be possible. At this time, I need to really give thanks to our founder and president of the organization, Rabbi Mendy Rosenberg. And of course, our co-founder and vice president, my very own father, Rabbi Mendy Rosenberg. I think I can speak on behalf of all of our volunteers when I say those two people don't understand the word no. And they really push us to the limit to do our job and to get it done well. What we really have to say, though, is this is an appreciation dinner. And the real people that we appreciate are over 400 dedicated volunteers that give of their time, day and night, to be able to assist in really doing the work of the Rabbi Mendy, doing God's work in being able to show respect to those that are no longer with us. But what we really need to thank is the spouses, the husbands and wives of those of our volunteers, who really understand the need for what we do, whether it's running out in the middle of the night to do a Tahara, or whether it's running out, as some of us have done as recently as in the last 24 hours, and forgetting that we forgot to get babysitters, and forgot to tell the wife that we're not going to be home. And for that I apologize to my wife, but Baruch Hashem, she understands this. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here to explain this to you guys, and I really hope that you enjoy the evening, and may our services never be needed. Have a good night.